All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sarah. And if you're watching the replay, good morning and happy Easter to all of you guys. I wanted to still jump on and do the planning Zoom as normal time, but I know a lot of you guys have things going. So this is going to be a very quick version of the planning Zoom just because it is a holiday. I know there's a lot going on. That's why you guys get me in my wet hair because we have stuff to do after this. But I wanted to make sure that we planned. Now, I know that the batching content Zoom was more of a list of your topics so you could run your own Zoom together. So if you do not and did not see that, or you're looking for a recording, go into the Limitless page and you are going to find all of the topics right there for you to be able to do your own time blocking, to be able to do your own content batching and so on. So first and foremost, you guys, as always, we are going to start off by doing we're going to start off by doing a social media audit. So what does that mean? You're going to go to your social media and you're going to look over everything and you're going to see, did I hit my branding that I wanted, right? We have been doing so much diving into kind of niching in, so to speak, which if you weren't on last week's Zoom on Monday, I highly suggest you rewatching that. You guys, it's basically by picking one of your products 5, one of your personal 5s, and one of your comp plan 5s, and really focusing all your content on that for the next 30 to 60 days, really talking about those things. And then it kind of makes everything a lot easier, you guys. So if you are somebody that's like, I never know what to talk about, I feel like I'm trying to talk about energy, mental clarity, mood support, weight loss, I'm trying to talk about all the things, I'm trying to talk about weekly pay, all this on my news feed. I'm talking news feed, you guys. And you feel like you're all over the place. This will really help you to get a little bit more clear, a little bit more just like the weight lifted off, because you're going to talk about the same things, pretty much every single day. It has helped me tremendously when it comes to my content. So if you're struggling with that, we also have been talking about posting multiple times a day. If you are not even posting one reel a day, I don't want you to even think about posting multiple times a day right now. I want you to focus on posting that one reel a day. If you're not even posting a post one time a day, I really want you guys to see where you're at and build on that. Okay. See where you're at, build on that. The reason why I say that is if you are not even posting once a day for 7 days, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to do 2 to 3 times a day, you're probably setting yourself up for failure. Why? Because you don't have the habits in place. You don't have the content creation there. You're not there yet, right? So some people can just jump in and do it. Some people can't. Know yourself. If you're somebody that can jump in and do that 2 to 3 times and just start rolling, then roll. But if you're somebody that it's going to overwhelm you and you're going to do it for 2 to 3 days, and then you're going to go and join the witness protection program for 7 more days, you didn't do your business any service, right? You did it a disservice. So really see where you're at and build on that. Okay. So we are going to start with doing our social media audit. So I'm going to mute myself. I want you to look over your social media. Were you open for business? Does your network know who you are? Did they get to know, like, and trust you and just get to know you as you, right? Me as Christina. Did they get to know why you love these products? Did they get to know what they're doing for you? Did they get to know why you love this business, what this business is doing for you? Really just look at your social media and say, would I join me? Right? Would I join me? And don't have that like, oh my God, my content is crappy or I stink or any of that. No, I want you to pretend like you aren't even you looking at your social media. Would you join you? Right? And when I was saying how we're branding or niching in a little bit more and taking one from each, you guys, in your stories, it's a free for all. So in my stories, I talk all of the things. On my newsfeed, I'm just a little bit more geared towards specific things. And it's really helped me. So if you're struggling, I highly suggest you watch the replay, Brock's training that is in the Limitless page, and Monday night's training that just went off. So do a social media audit, go ahead and write down your goals for this week. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself for the next like 3-ish minutes and we'll go from there. Yes, I love that, Sarah. Really focused on doing a post or a reel each day. Sometimes I did one of each. what a difference it made, you guys. It truly, truly does. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. If you guys have anything else, drop them in the chat. It's just us. It's a small group here today. So if you have any questions or anything like that, or need a little bit more one-on-one, drop them in the chat. But like I said, I'm going to try to roll through this quicker, so those catching the replay, because I know it is a holiday and people have a lot of things going. All right, so now we did our social media audit. We looked over some things. We saw what maybe we liked, maybe what things we wanted to change. Maybe you guys don't forget to like love on your wins, okay? Celebrate those little wins. Maybe you didn't post multiple times a day like you had planned, but you posted more than you had been. Maybe you didn't get 7 reels up, you only got 5 reels up, but you were only posting 3 reels before, right? Love yourself and give yourself credit for those little wins. And the reason why I say that is when you start to celebrate those little things, your brain wants more of it, right? So when you're celebrating those little things, your brain is like, more, more, more. I want that. So when you're like, hey, I just did 3 reels and I felt really good about them, your brain's like, let's go create more reels, right? Those types of things, you guys, I get excited. I celebrate when I create content. I'm celebrating that. Girl, you just killed it on the content. I haven't even posted it. I don't even know if it's going to get traction. I don't even know if it's going to bring anybody in, but I'm celebrating the fact that I showed up for my business. I was excited. I had fun with my reels and I was myself. I celebrate those things, you guys. I started to really start to celebrate my own little things. And I know for some people that might seem silly, but some of y'all are so hard on yourselves that you need to celebrate those little things. And I promise you, you will crave more and more and more. I get excited to make reels. I get very excited to create reels, you guys. Like right now in my folder, I have enough reels to post 3 reels per day for the next 7 days. And I still am going to be creating this week. Reason being is I get excited to do them. I get excited to get on camera and to have fun and to try and to fail and to do some things and see what I can do and create and so on. Have fun with it, right? You guys, I started off just like most of you, not even posting 1 reel a day, then posting 1 reel a day, then posting 2 times a day, then posting 3 times a day. I built into it, build into it. Okay. Build into it. So next, what we're going to do, you guys, you all know the drill. So I'm going to mute myself, is plan your content for the week. What are you going to be posting about Monday through Sunday, right? You guys have the topics from the batching Zoom. It's in the limit list. If you don't, you can go and grab them and you can write them down where you want to put them, even though you haven't created the content yet. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to talk about this day, that day, X, Y, and Z. Maybe you already have content created. Like I was just saying, I already have reels that are batched. So I'm going to go into my reels and I'm going to decide what reel I'm going to post on which days, right? I already have 1-second videos. If you weren't, or you don't know what those are, go watch the Brock training, go watch the Limitless Monday night Zoom from last week. I already have 1-second clips already done, right? So my content is done for the week besides some pictures that I want to take. So I'm going to right now just piece in where I want things to look. I write it on a piece of paper. The reason why I do that is because I like to look at things and make sure that I'm hitting the topics I want, make sure I'm hitting who I am, make sure that I'm not too heavy on the product or too heavy on the promoter side, depending on what I'm going for the week. What are your goals for the week? If you haven't gotten your 2 customers for the month and you really want to thrive for free, but then you look and all you're talking about is the business, right? That's a problem. You need to make sure you're talking about the products, that sort of thing. So we're going to go ahead and plan for our content for the week. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, you guys, I'm going to mute this for about 5-6 minutes. And then if we need a little bit more time, we can always circle back later. All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. You can always circle back, or if you're on the replay, you can always just pause, keep going, and then start it up when you're ready. So next, what we're going to move on to is we are going to move on to our stories, you guys. Maybe you need to plan out your stories a little bit more. Personally, for me, I really like to flow in my stories. So that helps me be very natural. The only thing sometimes I will plan is if I want to do like a personal promo, if I have like credits left over, or maybe I'm doing a free product or something along those lines, then I like to put on my calendar like offer $25 off or free sculpt. But personally, I like to really flow. If you're wanting to get trial packs out there, what days are you going to talk about trial packs? I like to talk about trial packs at least 2 times in my story, sometimes more than that, because I also direct my reels into my link in my bio to do free trial packs. Or post, I will direct them to my trial packs as well. Sorry, you guys, English is so hard for me today. I am struggling. I'm on the struggle bus. So look at your content. If you're like, I want to get 5 people on a trial pack, but nowhere in there do you even let your network know you have trial packs. You guys, how do they know? Not many people have trial packs. Not many product lines have trial packs. Normally you have to buy the full month. So you need to make sure your network knows you offer 1-day trial packs, 3-day trial packs, whatever it is that you offer. Let your network know that you are offering that. Okay. You guys, they don't know unless you tell them, and you will have to repeat. Lindsay said this at Palooza. You guys, she said it to us before. There are people that only go on their social media every couple days, here and there, so on and so forth. So if you posted about your business on a Tuesday, great. The person that's coming on Wednesday, because that's the day that they're actually going to plug into their social media this week, they don't know if you don't tell them. So sometimes when you think, oh my gosh, I'm like saying the same thing over, my network's going to be so bored. You guys, not that many people are on social media every single day, constantly, the way we are, not constantly, but the way we are showing up on social media, because this is our job, right? Some people are just showing up leisurely in the pockets of their day, and your stories are only up for 24 hours. So if they were only on for an hour that day, and then they can't get on till late the next, like they were on first thing in the morning on Monday, but then they can't get on until late Tuesday night when they can't sleep, they missed everything, you guys. Do you see what we're saying? Sometimes we're meant to be on repeat. We are meant to say the same things. So that is how you will perfect what you're talking about, is talking about the same things every single day, right? I still share about the same thing every single day. Sometimes I can spice it up and share it a little bit different, but a majority of my stuff, you guys, is the same thing all of the time, right? But that is how I've gotten more confident talking about the products. For me, talking about the business is not my comfort zone, like how Lindsay can just bust out about the business. Me, when it comes to the products, boom, I can talk about them. When it comes to the business side, I get a little tongue-tied, twisted, and all those things. So I have been really getting out of my comfort zone to talk more about the business, to share more about the business, to have my reels be more about the business, to have my posts be more about the business. And guess what, you guys, it's uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable, but I am chasing that uncomfortable feeling, because the only way for me to get better is to do it, right? Chase that uncomfortable feeling, you guys. That is the only way to get better. So we're going to take a couple minutes. I want you to figure out your stories. If you need to talk about the E60, if you want to talk about trial packs, if you have a promo that you want to talk about, if you are someone that needs to design your stories and have it very set out so you know what you're talking about, now is your time to do that. Also, while we're doing this, because I'm going to block this one for 5 minutes, you guys, I want you to figure out your focused IPA. What do I mean by that? I do a full round of IPAs every single day, and then I have my focused round. It might be 3-2-1s. It might be adding to my network and story interactions. It's something that's going to build my business or what my business needs. If I'm going to my social medias and I'm like, ugh, then I know it's time to clean up. So guess what? I am going to be unfollowing, adding new people that I like to my network, right? Weeding out, adding new people, weeding out and adding the people that I want to see. If my inbox is very slow, my potentials list, all that kind of stuff, I know if my inbox isn't having the number constantly where I have messages to go talk to people, I need to go create those conversations, you guys. You need to go create those conversations. So what does that look like for me? I really hang out in stories, or I'm hanging out on newsfeed, but trying to bring the conversation to the story, like I've always, or to the DMs, like I've always mentioned. Or I'm doing 3-2-1s and really going into 3-2-1s. I will go into my following. I will go back to people that have been following me from the beginning, because you guys, there's only so many bubbles you see, right? So sometimes we get so focused on new, but there are so many people that you have already added that you are not even interacting with. So find new ways to just spice things up for yourself. So there are times like I will switch up how I do things. I will go to people that are liking my reels, because a lot of them are people I don't know. I will do 3-2-1s and add them on that. I will go to, you guys can go to, hold on a second. Boop, 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 boop. I'll show you. And now I can't find it. Dang it. What's going on here? Okay. So I'll circle back to that part, but I find different ways to go and hang out with people, right? You can go in your least interacted, but you can do so many other things, you guys. I'm trying to find where it was. I just had it. Why isn't this working? Okay, I'll circle back on that one tip because I had it and now I can't figure out how I got to it before. But anyways, I will go and just go into my following and go and scroll, not just to my newest, I go to my latest and I will scroll and follow and start talking to people that are there too. So you guys keep in mind, figure out your focused IPA and go ahead and figure out your stories. I'm going to time block this one. All right, you guys. So now you have your focused IPA. It could be changed daily, or it could be one that you're going to focus on for the week. So maybe this week you're going to focus on cleaning up, adding new people in 3-2-1s, right? So every day, that's kind of what you're doing. I'm always constantly cleaning up, you guys. If I am in my social media and I don't like the vibes you give me, you're out. Okay. Honestly, I will mute you or I will unfollow you. It's one of the two, depending on what option I have. Okay. So I am constantly cleaning up. If I don't like your stuff, if it doesn't make me feel good, if it doesn't get me excited to come back the next day to see what you have to say, then I am unfollowing you. I want my newsfeed to be somewhere where I'm excited to go. That is your workplace, you guys. Your social media at the end of the day is your workplace. So you get to choose who is on there, right? You get to choose who you get to see, what you get to see, and so on. If you don't like it, let them go. Take them off your social media, right? So you can make it per day. It can be different, or you could do like focused, right? So for me this week, my focused IPA is really going to be 3-2-1s and story interactions, going through my latest following, newest following, so on, but really focusing on those 3-2-1s and those story interactions. Plus I'm adding every single day to my network and I'm letting go of people on my network, right? So that is that. Then I have for myself personally, I'm going to be offering free shipping and a goodie bag to all my E60 people. So anybody who joins me in my E60 challenge or the E60 challenge, I'm going to offer them free shipping and I'm also going to offer them a free goodie bag. The goodie bag is going to have like blast, activate, it's going to have chill, heat, whatever it is that maybe they're more focused on. I'm going to put it in there. Collagen, I can do the collagens. I have all the plus sign products. So I will do like 1, 2, 3 little goodies, put them in a bag, send it off to them. So that is what I'm doing for myself for the week. So I know that's just what I'm going to talk about until my credits run out until my credits run out or until I have enough product to be able to do a bunch. So personally, that's kind of what I'm going to make sure I'm always hitting, especially in my stories. The next thing, you guys, is knowing what your business needs. I know that I create multiple times a week. I don't just create one time a week. I shared this in the leaders chat. And the reason why I don't anymore is because when I am in creation mode, I am in my best vibes. I am in my high vibes. So if I only create on a Monday and then I'm not creating again till sometime the next week, I find myself not being in that high vibe state. I like to create. It challenges me. It excites me. It pushes me to challenge myself. Like I said, get uncomfortable. I like to do that. So I personally create multiple times a week. The other reason why I do that too, you guys, is so that I am hitting trending sounds as well, which helps your algorithm, which helps your reels and so on. And then I'm also staying in the moment too. So I can really write from the moment. I can really create from the moment. Personally, I like to do that. Once you start doing this, you guys, you will build a backing, right? So like I just said to you, I have a bunch of reels and content already ready for this next week, but I'm still going to create. Now, heaven forbid something happens this week and I can't create on the days that I want. Guess what? I have my backing, because when I create 4+ reels at a time. They flow for me. Maybe you are somebody that you're struggling. Maybe you can only do 1, 2, 3 at a time. I will give you this tip, you guys. When it comes to mind, create it. If something is in your head and you're like, ooh, I want to create that, create it. Don't look at anybody else's. Don't take off your blinders and say, well, nobody's ever said that before. Nobody's really created a reel like that before. I don't care. Create it. If it is on your heart, if it comes to mind, create it. Why? That is you being authentically you, and your network will feel that, right? Go and be you. Yes, take inspiration from other people if you're struggling. Yes, look at others and say, oh, I could recreate that and I want to say this. Yes. But sometimes you're going to feel this like nudge to create something. Go create it. I don't overthink anymore. First reel I create it. I don't, like before, I used to be like, oh my God, did that look good? Or oops, did I flub up that word? Or, if I'm doing a lip sync or a lip whatever over or something like that. Now, you guys, the one reel I create, that's what I go with. I don't create multiples like I used to. It's just one, go, 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 go. Why? Because C's get degrees, like Brock says, right? And the only way for you to get better is to do those reels that aren't that good, right? I look back at some of my reels and I'm like, okay. Okay. You have to have that moment. So we're going to take the next few minutes. We're going to just decide what our business needs. Do you need to check in with any auto ship customers? Do you need to get your calendar organized? Do you need to check in with anybody on your team? Do you need to do some personal trainings this week specific, right? Maybe you're like, I'm struggling with conversations. Write that down so you can go into the team page and grab trainings on conversations. What days are you going to be creating content? Right, y'all, these are things that you have to set up in your planner. This is your job at the end of the day, right? This is our job. This is what we do. We fit it into the pockets of our day and we fit it into the nooks and crannies, but it also still has to have a priority, right? To go into those nooks, those crannies, and so on. So when are you going to create? I know for me personally, I'm creating Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. So a lot of times since I create, also, this is what has helped me too, since I'm creating multiple times a day, or multiple times a week, I don't batch as long of a time. So I will only batch like 30 minutes to create content. That's just personally what I do. Sometimes I'll be in a flow and I'll do a little bit longer, and then maybe I'll only batch one other time. But I like to batch multiple times. So instead of doing one large chunk, where it's like taking up my whole day, I am doing multiple little ones. It has also helped me not feel burnt out on creating, because if you guys create too long, you know what I'm talking about. You can lose that focus. You can lose those creative juices. So this helps me always stay in that place of flow. So if that is you and you're struggling, maybe try that out. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe do like a Monday and a Thursday where you create, or a Tuesday and a Friday, or a Tuesday and a Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever you need to do for your schedule, you guys, or the weekends. Maybe your weekends are when you create, and you create on Saturday and Sunday. And then I would really highly recommend picking a day during the week as well to create, to keep you in that flow. I promise you guys, when you start to do this, you get excited. Like I get excited to create reels. I get excited to create new content. I get excited to go take photos. I get excited to sit down and maybe draft up some content. I get excited to do these things now, even though they're not easy for me. I am not somebody good with words. Y'all hear me on this. I am not the best with words. So sometimes it is very hard for me to put what is in here onto here, right? What is from here onto here. But guess what? The more I do it, the better, more confident I am getting. You will build your confidence as you do things. You will not be confident day one. You will not be confident tomorrow with trying something new. You will build your confidence. Y'all have to go build the confidence. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself for the next 5 minutes, and then I will we'll kind of wrap things up with the work with me's and so on. So I personally, what I do is I create the reel. Sometimes I will create just the reel. Like I like the audio or I like the sound, and I'm like, I can do something with that, but nothing's coming to me right now. So I'll just create it, and then I circle back and I'll put the text on it maybe later that day or the next day when I'm like just laying in bed or something like that. Sometimes I will create the reel. The content's right there for me where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to make it about weekly pay. And I know everything I want to say. And I do that right there all in one. And then what I do is I will go, and when I'm saying captions, a lot of times my captions will be based off of how I felt when I was creating that reel. Sometimes the captions are from the batching content because they actually flow. So I will grab because sometimes I'm creating my reels before we even do the batching. So I will grab something from the batching and throw it on there. A lot of my reel captions now have been I'm trying to get just more short and sweet and to the point. I'm making my reels say more. So I will just say like, check the highlight E60 if you want to join my 60-day challenge. I don't know. It's a little bit more finesse than that, but I'm trying to do things like that, or I will circle through used captions that I've had before, or I just write in the moment. So does that kind of help you, Pauline? Does that kind of answer some of your questions? Yeah. So I just flow, you guys. I really do flow. Some things are very planned for me. Some things I'm like, oh, nope, I flow. So I've learned for myself, and maybe this is you too. I try to always have everything look so like this. And I realize that some days it'll look like that and some days it won't. So like right now I have 4 reels in my Reel batch with no content on them. So guess what? Rochelle just posted the batching content. I'm going to go batch my content, use those topics, and I'm probably going to go and use that and put that somewhere on my reel, right? That's just personally what I do. But then I have a bunch of other ones that already have things said on them. So I just kind of how I'm feeling, and then I flow with it. I don't let anything stop me, meaning if I don't have the words, but I have the sound and I have the time to create the video, I'm going to create the video, use the sound. I'll come back for the words, right? If I have the caption, but I don't have the picture, I'm going to make the caption. I'll come back and get a picture, right? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't let anything be like, well, shoot, I don't have any pictures this week, so I'm not going to write content right now or batch any content. No, if I'm in a creative flow, I'm going to batch the content. I'll get the pictures later. Sometimes I'm taking a bunch of pictures with no content to put to it. I'll get the content later. Does that make sense how you kind of will flow? And for me, that's what fits into the pockets of my day is those, like, a lot of times at night, right before bed is when I am the most creative, you guys. I will be creating content and writing captions at like 1 o'clock in the morning. That is when my juices are flowing. For some reason, I don't know why, but that is when I'm really, really creative. So a lot of times that is when I am doing a lot of my batching. Is then, or I do the batching Zoom every Sunday, and I write out those captions. And even if I'm on the batching Zoom, you guys, this is just a little tip. Even if I'm on the batching Zoom and she says a topic and nothing is flowing for me, I don't force it. I write the caption that she says. And I just, well, maybe if I have like some notes, like maybe talk about this, maybe talk about that. And then I circle back when I'm in that state of flow, meaning maybe I just listened to an awesome personal development podcast or read my book. And I'm like, yes, I'm feeling like I'm vibing right now. I'll come back. I think sometimes we try to force things. And then that's when we feel like, oh my gosh, it's not working for us or so on. Don't force it. Circle back, write things out, circle back. That's kind of what I do. And it's been really helping me to find my own footing and confidence in my business, the products, the compensation plan, all of those things. I hope that helps. Add the gift to Gab. All right, you guys, let's put in our work with me's. Let's put in our batch, the batching Zoom, the planning Zoom. We're going to put in all the Zooms, and then we're going to go ahead and hop off of this so y'all can go enjoy your Easter Sunday or just your Sunday in general. So we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is your work with me's. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our limitless Zoom is at 9 p.m. on Mondays. That'll be changing when we go into May, you guys. The time will be changing, but for the next 2 Mondays, if you want to plug it in right now, you guys can actually plug in your work with me's and all these that I'm telling you for the month, the rest of the month, because it's the same. So Mondays, 9 p.m. Christina Brill has her 9 p.m. on Thursdays. You can grab that Zoom link from the graphic in the team page. Then you have your batching content at 10:30 a.m. You have your planning Zoom at 11:30 a.m. And then I know that there are a ton of other Zooms, you guys. I know because we're also part of the Lionheart. So there are a bunch of like works. I think they call them sesh or sush work. They're like basically work with me's. I know those are at a different time. I know they have some different Zooms. So get on what you feel called to get on, right? You know, I only go over the certain ones because it's very hard to keep everybody's in track in line. So get on where you feel called. I actually just had a one-on-one with one of my girls, and she was like, I feel like I'm getting on too much. Because she was trying to get on every single work with me from both sides, every single Zoom, so on and so forth. And I was like, yes, you are. Know what you're being called to and go there, right? And go there. You can always watch the replays. So she was trying to be live on all of these things. You can always catch the replays. They can be on the background. You guys, a lot of times my background noise when I'm doing my work, my own work with me's, right? So when I'm doing my power hour to get my IPAs done, and when I'm doing my, what do you call it? When I'm going in and doing like my focused IPA and so on, in the background is normally a training. So either a training of some sort or I listen to worship music. So something is always playing in the background that gets me into high vibe states, or that I'm like, I can listen to. Maybe I'm not 100%, but it's still playing in the background. So my subconscious mind is grabbing those things, right? So I always have that kind of stuff playing for me personally. That's what helps, or a podcast, audible, whatever you want. But that's personally what I do. I'm not a big like if I have the TV going, I get distracted. Then I want to watch the TV. But if I just have the sound going, I can concentrate and do what I want to do. So I'm somebody that personally can't be doing my IPAs and have the TV on, because I'm like this. That's me. But if I have a training playing in the background or something like that, I can do it and multitask that way. So learn yourself. I learned that about myself because I didn't know that before. And I would always try to watch TV or have a show on. And then I wondered why I wasn't getting all my tasks done, because I was getting very distracted. That's just my personality. So some people can do it different. All right, guys, I'm going to go dry this mop. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for Easter for my family, with my family. I hope you guys all have a very beautiful and blessed Sunday. If you have any questions, you guys let me know. I'm Christina Tammy. You can always message me. You can ask me if I missed anything. I apologize. I was trying to run through this as quick as possible. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys all next Sunday as we plan the last week of April. You guys keep running. The month is still so young, right? So for all of you that are watching this, that are on like running towards a bonus, and maybe you're not on track, guess what? So much can change in the next 2 weeks, y'all. You guys, there is so much month left. I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye.